Boom, rocks in the room. And today, coffee is for closers. And I'm also going to go into a little bit more about how Oregon is leading the way and making sure nobody's feelings get hurt on real estate news for real people and hot tips for the hot IA today. We're up to hot tip number 90 of 101. We're going to close out our series on showing your home. We're about to be stepping into the series of negotiation, settlement, and contract tips. But in today's hot tip for the hot IAs, who's that standing next to the door? Be a closer. When you have finished with showing your home, be prepared before your prospect exits the property to engage the conversation. Would you like to know how the offer or bidding process works? Be attentive, be intuitive, try to read their body language or what it is that they're saying about their level of interest, and be prepared to engage them in the negotiations process. Many of them will simply say, no, not interested, just look in and go on, right? But again, be prepared to be a closer. Be somebody who is willing to provide them with an offer form and say, hey, listen, if you'd be interested in learning more about how the offer and acceptance process works, I'd love to have that conversation with you. And be prepared to not negotiate verbally there at your door, but simply to assure them that you have the knowledge and the confidence to help them and encourage them and strengthen them in the process and give them the tool. Well, and if you need that, I've got it for you, a general for sale by owner offer form, but give them the tools to, hey, put it on paper, sign it. I'd be honored to consider it. So, coffee's for closers, be a closer. You're there to do some sales work on your home, and that is simply, once they've bought it in their minds and hearts, helping walk them through the paperwork. So we'll be getting more into that in our next series. Thank you for tuning in. What is a hot IA, by the way, you say? A homeowner of the information age. If you're somebody who doesn't trust, or doesn't see the value in a real estate agent in this day and age, it's the information age, folks. It's about packaging up the data. It's parts of it are depersonal, right? It's data. It's the exchange of information. And if you want to know how to save 3 to 6%, by the way, that averages out to somewhere between $12,000 and $24,000 on average. Come and get it. I have everything you need, and I can provide you offer forms, but everything that you need, I've put in the link below. Come and get it. And do me a favor. Like, dislike, comment. You should have more questions, especially after this next little tidbit as I segue into real estate news for real people. By the way, who the heck am I? I'm Rock, Florida. I've been disrupting the real estate industry from the inside out for decades now, and I'm here to teach you what you wish you would have known about what's behind the green curtain of real estate. So in real estate news for real people today, I want to tell people about how Oregon is leading the way, still yet more in the civil liberties and non-discriminatory fashions. Oregon has become the first U.S. state to ban homebuyer love letters. Okay. Now, while many transactions are going to be digital and depersonal, okay, much of the process it's a personal and emotive process. You can't entirely depersonalize or de-emote the process. But in an article written by Daniel Houston in Inman News, which is the real estate news that I'm attributing in this portion, home buyers have used these so-called love letters to help their offers stand out, but critics say they leave the door open for discrimination. So before I get into this article a bit, I want it to be understood that I really just want the money out of my house when I sell it. The bottom line is the bottom line. Oftentimes it is facts and figures. But just a little bit about me. My daughter was born in the house that we currently reside in. I have a very emotional attachment to that. And by the way, if I want to have a say in who is going to purchase it, I have every right to do that. That's my right. Fair Housing Administration is doing everything they can to make sure that we don't discriminate against protected classes. And you know what? I do that in my marketing, in my representation, in representing my clients. That it gets a little more tenuous, okay? Because I believe everybody has a right to sell whatever they want to whoever they want to. But that's me. But Oregon will become the first state to require real estate agents to reject so-called love letters from home buyers to sellers. The new law, which will go into effect in January throughout Oregon, says a seller's agent must reject any communication other than customary documents from a potential home buyer, including photographs. These letters often paint a personal picture meant to tug at the heartstrings of a seller. But critics say they can also reveal information about buyers that could be used to discriminate against them or others, consciously or otherwise, in violation of the Fair Housing Act. The National Association of Realtors advises its members to only consider legitimate, non-discriminatory criteria when selling a home. Failing to do so could leave agents in a compromised position. So we got to protect those agents, right? We also recommend that our members explain potential pitfalls to their clients while stressing the importance of sticking to the objective criteria in order to adhere to federal and state fair housing laws. The association is unaware of whether buyer love letters have led to any lawsuits. Okay. Here's the deal, folks. Here's the rub. I got to deliver offers, and I got to deliver my clients all the information that I can. But again, one of the major reasons why being a for sale by owner is advantageous in this day and age, because I took an oath to defend the United States Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I took an oath as a realtor to protect my client's interests, not my own, not my brokerage, not the industry. So if I'm spending all this time protecting myself from being sued for discrimination, but you as a homeowner want to have full rights to represent your property the way you care to, you had better be properly educated and outfitted to do so. Because again, in Oregon, you're not going to be able to receive, the seller is not even going to be able to receive a letter. If the buyer wants to write you a letter, Mr. Seller, in Oregon next year, you're not going to get it. Okay. You're not going to get any relational, and real estate is relational. It really is. Selling my car to whoever I want to, selling my, wood cook stove or anything that I care to sell. You know what? If I don't like the looks of you, or and with whatever it is that I'm doing, it's my right. I'm sorry. I don't have to sell stuff to somebody I don't want to, but that's me. And it goes on to say how, and this is an interesting little side here. When Leanne Harris bought a home recently, she said she wrote a letter to the seller without fear of her race, ethnicity, or family situation, reducing her chances of getting the house. My love letter included things about my children and being able to have holidays with my kids, and it did strike that seller, Harris told Inman. I'm also a white woman, and I feel like it was a privilege. I've been privileged in that arena. So for me, I'm okay with it going away. Man, I'm sorry. I find that really slanted, because again, I've delivered a lot of love letters from buyers to sellers, and they haven't all been white. and they haven't all been brown, and they haven't all been purple either. And again, it really does make a difference to who the seller may want to sell their home to. It may make a difference in how much they take for it. It's their right, I'm sorry, to receive the information about the person that is going to receive, because quite frankly, my land was given to me by the Lord God Most High to steward and to produce fruit from, and to leave as a blessing to whoever I want to then bequeath it to, right? That's my right. And that's my opinion in real estate news for real people today. And guys, do me a favor, seriously, like this stuff or dislike it, but comment and ask more questions, folks. We work together better as a community, and we do work together as a community that is, inclusive and cooperative and operating in unity and love towards a common best objective. And again, do come and get everything you need to sell a house is in my link below. And I want to make sure you have the entire ebook, 101 Tips to Succeed in Selling Your House Without Agents. It's not rocket science. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Hey, I really do pray blessings on you and your house, and make it a great day. All right. Bye-bye.